hope this message is going to help someone out there right now, and I know it will. I know someone out there needs to hear this. Don't think that you have to keep silent to keep it peaceful, because you have to ask yourself, whose peace are we fighting for here? Whose peace are we defending here? You don't have to stay silent and oppressed about the injustice that happened to you. It is your right to fight for yourself. It is your right to stand up for yourself. It is your right to speak your truth. And sometimes it may take some time for you to process everything, because perhaps you have been in denial for a long time, because it's been easier that way. It's been easier for you to just push it back at the back of your memory and pretend like it never really happened. And perhaps you convince yourself that that was your way to keep your peace. But you realize it's not the case. Every time you try to forget about it, it keeps coming back. You have flashbacks, you have triggers. They all frequently come to remind you that it really did happen. Perhaps you're embarrassed, perhaps you're ashamed, perhaps you're angry even at yourself, perhaps you're even blaming yourself. You're making everything your fault that you let that happen to you. And perhaps you really thought that you could forget about this. Perhaps you really thought that if you just lived your life and moved on and healed, you would naturally just not think about it anymore. But perhaps you've learned that that is not the case, that you can't forget about this because this really happened to you and this is your truth. This is your real experience. And no matter how much they try to silence you and gaslight you and manipulate you, you still couldn't forget about it because it was that much damaging to you. So that being said, I want you to have the perseverance to fight for this. This is not about who's gonna believe you. This is not about what's gonna happen after this, but it's about you fighting for your justice. Because you will find people who support you, and you will also find people who've been through the same situation that you have. You may not be able to do this alone, but when you have the courage to speak up for yourself and keep fighting for your truth and keep speaking about your experience, you will also help other people rise. You will also inspire other people to start the revolution in their heart within. Take all the time you need to help yourself, to soothe yourself, to process everything, because the more traumatic it was, the more it might take to process it all. Just because a lot of time has passed, it does not become any less relevant. If anything, it becomes more important to you because you still cannot forget about it. So I want you to understand that this is important to you. I don't want you to gaslight your feelings. It's not even your feelings, this is your truth at this point. This is not about putting your life on hold, by the way. Do not put your life on hold, because the right thing to do for yourself and by yourself is by you keep living your life and growing past this pain, growing past this trauma, not giving up on yourself, not giving up on your dreams and life, because that would mean that you're really letting these people win. You're letting your abuser win. You're letting these demons win. So of course, fighting takes you to be mentally strong and tenacious, but at the same time, keep hoping for the day where you will have the strength and courage to fight. Fighting can look different to everyone. What matters is, are you fighting for what really matters to you? Are you fighting for yourself? Are you fighting for your truth? And are you fighting your enemies? Are you standing up to your abusers?